Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Geyser. I'm gonna do for you a deck profile today on my deck I just finished, my Shadow Paladin Stride deck. So this isn't Revengers, this is just a Stride focused Shadow Paladin deck. I just got it done like yesterday and played it in a tournament, and it ran really well. I can't complain about really how it ran. I went undefeated, 2-0ing like my opponents up until the last round, and then my luck just like completely crapped out on me in the very last round. I had a 5-card deck with 4 triggers. My opponent guarded for 2 to pass. My first check was a crit, so I went for it, and I hit the only card in my deck that was not a trigger on the second check. So yeah, that's how I ended up losing. But to get into the deck profile, so I'm going to start with the grade 3s. Let's see here. So I ran, sorry, that was my dog, 4 Clerit Sword and 4 Blaster Diablo. They're both pretty cool. They both have their own, like, oh my god, dog, be quiet. They both ran, they did like their own things. Clerit Sword was cool if I rode him first, just to get like a bunch of free cards early on in the game. I very rarely used his GB2. I used it sometimes, but not often. Running Blaster Dark first had its own advantages, but usually he was more of like a late game finisher. Like, I would actually ride him over Clerit Sword and utilize him to finish the game with Diablo. For the 2s, I ran 4 of the 12k attacker. This card runs really well. You can do some cool things with him. I'll mention that later. 3 Maka, only 3. This deck counterblasts a lot, and when I was running 4, I would find that like in testing that it was just like dead a lot. So I don't like running 4. I was just playing 3 and it works just fine. And then for my last grade 2, I played 3 Lancer until we get that promo that can unflip and soul charge and attacks for 11. This guy's the next best thing, and he was running really well. I really liked using him. So I'm only playing 10 2s, as you'll notice. It's to make room for more grade 1s. I play 15 grade 1s, 4 perfects, 4 stride fodder, 3 trumpeters. I played 2 Karn, and I played 2 Eagles. So Eagle is really cool. So since the deck goes through grade 1s really fast, that's why I'm playing 15 of them. But because there's 15 grade 1s, that's why I originally went to the Eagle. Eagle is really cool. It gets +4 the turn you play it, so it's an 11. So it can attack like it's a grade 2. And then there's cool things you can do it. Like if you put 2 Eagles together in the same column, even though it's 2 grade 1s, that column's 22. If you team an Eagle up with the 12k attacker, that is a 23 column. So the Eagle does a lot of pretty cool things. I only play 2 Karn. I'd kind of like to play 3 sometimes, but there just isn't room. But and you can only use it when your Vanguard is a blaster. So if you have Clerit Sword, unless you stride into Diablo, you can't really use them. But there's other cool things you can do, like if you ride Blaster, if Blaster's your grade 3 and then you stride into like your like Aura Geyser or stuff, you can utilize Karn. But it ran pretty good. I wanted to play 3 kind of, but just isn't room. Trumpeter is obvious. Don't want to play too many of them. The deck already soul blasts a lot, but at 3 I would say that was the perfect ratio. And for my starter, I used Creeping Dark Goat. I ran him over the guy who counts as 2 retires for a few reasons. The guy who retires is cool and stuff. Trading 1 card to get like 2 out of it if you use like Aura Geyser or something. But Dark Goat I found just to do a better job in the long run, other than like he helps you not misride and he looks for a grade 2 that you can use to stride. He also goes to the soul. He's another counterblast, however he does go to the soul, and that will let you utilize other skills like Trumpeter, where the one guy can get you like a free card basically out of himself. The goat will replace itself, and then it's a card in the soul, so it's you're soul blasting it to do other things, so it's doing the same thing. And because the deck, I'm running 15 grade 1s since I burned through them so quick. Because the deck's ratio is a little bit off because of that, goat helps make up for that. And by that I mean when you go to mulligan, if your opening hand you don't have a grade 2, that's really the thing you have to focus on, is getting the grade 2, since you only have 10 of them. So if you go to mulligan, you can afford to shuffle back like a grade 3 or a grade 1. There's 15 grade 1s, so it's really likely you're going to get one in your opening hand. And then the grade 3s, you can afford to put back to try and get a 2, because you have the Dark Goat as backup, as well as the 2 additional turns to draw into it before you get to turn 3. So, and then the trigger lineup was 7 crits, 5 draws, and 4 heals. I did the 7 and 5 ratio because I like draw power. Helps make your decks more consistent, as well as like once you get a Phantom or a Blaster Dark Diablo online, you can just use a draw to stride. For the grade 4s, played 2 Aura-Geyser, 4 Diablo, 1 Grim Recruiter, and 1 Blizza. Blizza was okay. It wasn't like there were some games where it was cool. Like there was one game where I brought him out and literally all the other units were face up, so that was pretty good. But then there were other times like where literally my only G unit that was face down was Blizza, and every other unit had been used up, so there was no point in the Blizza. That happened more than once. So I don't know if I want to keep it. It was kind of good sometimes, like that one game it actually won me the game because it was just completely unblockable with all that power. But I don't know, I may take it out, maybe play another Grim Recruiter, I don't know. Grim Recruiter, free card when it hits. Usually if I ride Clerit Sword first, this guy will be my first stride. Diablos are obvious, we all understand and know this card now. And then Aura-Geyser. Aura-Geyser is good, but I would probably never play more than 1 set of him. He's cool, but he's not that good. He's good, but not that good. Like, I don't think you ever need to run more than 2 of them. There's cool things you can do with him sometimes, like if you end up riding him first, and then for your first stride you can go into Aura-Geyser and then do his skill, since he doesn't require 2 or more face up. So off of 1 stride you're going to get to GB2 right away, turning his skill on so that you can stride with anything. And then because you did this, you'll be able to retire Karn for his skill, so you'll give up 1 card to get 2, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so this deck is pretty cool, pretty fun. I like it a lot. Had a lot more fun playing it than if I had played Revengers. Played Revengers a lot, so yeah. The deck runs really well. It was really good. Really, my only way I lost was I had really poopy luck. But it's cool, so thank you for watching.